when it was time for me to pay my fare, I had not yet reached my destination. However, I knew I was close, so I like to pay ahead of time, or at least as I get to the spot, I can take up my fare and give it to the driver. So I went into my bag to pay the driver, and guess what? There was no purse. My purse was missing in action. So I said to the driver, I said, oh no, I left my purse. And he was looking at me. I don't know if he thought I was lying or not. So I was sitting on the front seat, so he could clearly see in my bag that there was no purse. I don't know if he thought I was scamming him. Listen, it pays to be kind. None of us know when we will be placed in a situation or a position where we're going to need the help of other people, be it our family members, be it our friends, be it our colleagues, or even strangers. Quick story for you, and it's also a testimony. Now, this morning, I had an appointment on the road, right? And I was running late for my appointment because it started to rain. In addition to me just hustling around trying to get certain things done before I had to leave out of the house. When the rain started, I called the person who I had the appointment with to let them know that I was running behind time because it was raining. And so they said, all right, they'll give me some time to get to the location. While I was here waiting for the rain to ease up a bit, I was still getting myself ready. So then I ran out of the house. I got a taxi shortly after I came out of the house, and I was on the road walking. And when it was time for me to pay my fare, I had not yet reached my destination. However, I knew I was close, so I like to pay ahead of time, or at least as I get to the spot, I can take up my fare and give it to the driver. So I went into my bag to pay the driver, and guess what? There was no purse. My purse was missing in action. So I said to the driver, I said, oh no, I left my purse. And he was looking at me. I don't know if he thought I was lying or not. So I was sitting on the front seat, so he could clearly see in my bag that there was no purse. I don't know if he thought I was scamming him or anything. I hope not. However, I said to him that I left my purse. So he said to me, what do you want to do? Do you want to turn back? I said yes, because by now he had picked up another passenger who was now sitting on the back seat. So he said to me, you wanted to turn back? And I said, yes, I want to turn back because I don't have any money to pay you, and I don't have any money on me at all. So I need money. So he said, okay. He stopped and he proceeded to turn around. But then the person who he just picked up was asking us, he said, where are we going? And the driver said where we were going. And he said to me, I said to him, I left my purse at home. And he said, okay, so how much money you would want? So how much money would I want? And I said, just my fare. So he said, all right, how much is your fare? So I said, $400. And he said, just $400? That's all you want? I said, yes, I just need my fare. So he said, how are you going to get lunch? I said, it's okay. I'm going to have to come back home to pick up my daughter anyway. So I just need fare to get me to where I'm going and bring me back home. So he said, okay. He said, I'm going to give you $500. Not only did he give me $500, he also, please don't, he also paid my fare and gave me the $500. Now, while he was doing all this, he was saying, you know, I can't be hard because others have done similar things for me before. And then he was saying, okay, I can just lend you the $500. I can loan you the $500. And then when you see me again, you pay me back. So I said, okay, not a problem. And I said to him, I said, sometimes when we do kindness or show kindness to others, it is not always the same person that we show the kindness to who will come back and bless us with another act of kindness. And he was saying that's true too. So why am I sharing this? I am sharing this to reinforce or reiterate the importance of us being kind to people, especially people that we don't know, especially people who are in need. Now, prior to all of this happening, yesterday I was on the road and a bunch of people came up to me who were in need of different things, right? Predominantly, let me just say money. And it's not like I was able to give them any great amount of money, but what I could afford to give, I gave. And I remember coming across this animation, and it was saying that we have to be careful about how we give and who we give our monies to, because not every person who comes up to us asking us for money actually is in need. Some of them are agents of the devil who are sent out there to harm others by you showing kindness to them and them accepting your money or your piece of clothing or shoe or whatever it is, they can use that to harm you. So every money that I gave out yesterday, I was praying. I was saying, Father, yeah, every money that I gave out today to these persons, I pray that those monies will be used to bless me and not to curse me. And that was the line of prayer that I was going over in my head with the Most High. Yeah, and listen, the Most High is faithful. That man gave me the $500 and he paid my fare. No, the other part to that story, that same $500. So when I picked up my daughter and we got back into the car, she had asked me for a lollipop this morning. Sweets are not something that I give to her very often. I hardly ever give her sweets. So she asked me if she could get some sweets this morning. So I told her yes, I could get her a lollipop this afternoon. So because of what was happening and I was late in picking her up because of the inclement weather, when I got back into the car, she was saying, Mommy, are we going to go and get my lollipop now? So I said, no, baby. I was not able to stop because it was raining and I was late in picking you up. So I did not get it. So we'll have to get it another time. So while we're driving, the taxi man was hearing this conversation, obviously, right? And so he just said, He made a little something like, a little sound like, And then the next thing I knew, he said, okay, he said to my daughter, we can stop up by the shop and get it if it's open. So when we got to that shop that he was referring to, it was closed. So he stopped the vehicle and he took up some change from his compartment in the front of the car, and then he walked down to another shop and he got my daughter three lollipops, and she only wanted one. So I said to him, I say, you really go buy a whole of 3 lollipops? You got all of 3 lollipops? And he laughed. He said, yes, man. All of 3 for the holiday break. And I was just thinking, wow, I'm sharing this again to implore you and to implore myself to continue being kind. If you're a person who is known for your kindness, continue being kind. And if you're not a person who is known for being kind, think about starting up that habit of being kind to others. Not just your friends, not just your family members, not just your co-workers, not just your colleagues, not just people who you know, but even strangers on the road who you feel led by the Most High's Spirit, His Holy Spirit, to give to. Because you can know when somebody come and ask you for something, sometimes you feel led to give it to them, and at another time you really do not feel led to give it to them. You tell them that you don't have it, or you just shake your head and say no, right? So allow the Most High Spirit to guide you as to how you give and who you give to and when you should give, because you just never know. Simple acts of kindness can and does create ripple effects that will trickle down. And don't be mistaken, kindness is not only related to material things. Not everybody has the money to give. Not everybody can give someone a ride in their vehicle or a ride on their bicycle or their motorcycle, right? But for some people, kindness can be simply being a listening ear for somebody, simply giving advice, solid advice that will help a person to move from where they are in their lives into somewhere better, or into a place that is better suited for them mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, all the alleys that are necessary for that particular situation. And so don't think of kindness as only related to material things or tangible things. Sometimes our kindness can come as a result of things that are intangible, that we cannot see or that we cannot touch. However, we can see the manifestations of those things if we listen to somebody when they need a listening ear, if we give advice, if we're just present, if we give an encouraging word, if it is just our presence that they need for us, showing up for them for something that is very important to them, that is also considered to be kindness. So be encouraged, and if you like the content on this channel, be sure to subscribe, join the family, and of course share this video with those who you think can benefit from this testimony, and give it a like as well. Thank you so much for stopping by here. I appreciate you. Bye bye.